Massive announcement. I'm opening a theme park in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on November 13th. People ask me all the time, Mr. Beast, I want to compete in one of your videos. Well, now you can. This theme park is filled with some of the craziest challenges and most insane prizes we have ever given away. Like all theme parks, we have roller coasters, we have drop towers, we have all that usual stuff. But in Beastland, we also have custom-made games that are inspired off our YouTube channel. This theme park is going to blow your mind, and tickets literally just went live. Beastland opens on November 13th as part of Riyadh season. You can book your tickets through WeBook. Guys, this is going to be awesome. I'll be there opening day. Make sure you buy your tickets before.
Mr. Beast used to feel like YouTube's golden child, the untouchable king who gave away islands, cured blindness, planted forests, and moved like a non-stop charity machine on turbo mode. People talked about him like he was a creator superhero, the rare internet figure who could do no wrong, no matter how big the stunt got. For years, he stayed right there, smiling for the cameras, waving to the crowd, and tossing money like a street magician whose whole identity was built on flashing stacks of cash. But then Beastland dropped, and suddenly Mr. Beast stepped into a spotlight that didn't scream generous or visionary anymore. It screamed corporate, tone-deaf, and honestly, kind of wild in the worst way. Because nothing says, I've lost touch with my audience, louder than deciding your next massive fan project should be built in one of the most tightly controlled and least transparent countries on the planet. That move alone had people side-eyeing the whole thing from day one. At first glance, Beastland looked like a dream collab nobody asked for, but everyone clicked on anyway. Bright colors everywhere, massive props, oversized structures that looked ripped straight out of his thumbnails. It felt like he finally snapped and decided to live inside his own YouTube channel for real. But the longer people stared, the more that shiny paint started peeling. This wasn't some playful fan paradise or community playground. This was a man cashing a check so big, you could probably spot the zeros from orbit. No telescope needed. And then there's the location choice. Saudi Arabia. Not somewhere easy for fans to reach. Not somewhere known for open expression. Not somewhere flexible with filming or public behavior. Nah.
I'm first in line at Mr. Beastland. Thank you. I'm the first into Beastland. Can you win prizes in here?
Yes.
I'm the first one with a wristband. Let's go through the beast. Here's the map of Beastland. Let's go find the prizes. There's 3 vaults here, gold, bronze, and silver. A crowd is forming in front of the 3 safes. The teleprompter says Chandler and Mr. Beast are gonna be here.
Hey guys, nice meeting all
I'm
of you.
never washing his hand.
Hey, go right on the rides. Don't hang out here.
He's walking around the park and chaos is following wherever he goes. I even found Dream at the Mr. Beast Festival.
How's it going?
Yes! Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Let's go into the Mr. Beast store. Beastland hoodies, 3 different Beast Lab toys, Beastland backpacks. Can I buy a Beastland hat? Well received.
This was a country famous for strict rules, heavy oversight, and full control over what gets shown and what gets erased. Mr. Beast tried to sell Beastland like a global gift, something meant to bring people together across cultures. But once people dug deeper, the truth slipped out fast. This wasn't built for fans at all. It was tied to a massive, government-backed entertainment project with a very specific image to protect. Turns out he didn't just pick Saudi Arabia by accident, and that realization hit way harder than any flashy thumbnail ever could. He wasn't just invited out there, he was paid to show up, paid to set up shop, paid to stamp his brand all over a 45-day desert pop-up that was designed to vanish as fast as it appeared. You could tell instantly this thing wasn't built to last, not even a little. Everything screamed temporary, like the world's most expensive group project that everyone stopped caring about the second it got turned in. Bright, flashy, oversized, but hollow underneath, with no real plan beyond the hype window. Then people started reading the park's terms and conditions, and that's when the mood flipped hard. No professional cameras allowed, no re-entry once you leave, organizers not responsible for injuries or death, guests automatically consenting to being filmed, and those public taste laws meant one wrong clip, one bad angle, one moment authorities didn't like, and you could be slapped with massive fines or forced to wipe your footage clean. It's almost wild how ironic this all is.
Today we're at Beastland by Mr. Beast here in Riyadh and his opening day, so come with us and check out what there is to do inside. Let's go. We're now inside Beastland and it looks absolutely incredible, and we've noticed that there is a countdown over here for some reason, so they're saying get to the stage. We need to go. We need to find out what's going on. There's a little meet and greet area over here. We don't actually recognize anyone yet though.
Something massive is waking up at Beast. You know, you got the wristband, and when you play the games,
The barriers are open and we're following everyone. I don't know where to, but somewhere. So there's all the money. I can't remember what the top prize was, but there's about 300,000 reals in one of these. So we headed through to the Beast Arena and there was so many different games that you could take part in. This one I was definitely not giving a go, the bungee jumping, but it was so much fun and you can buy a wristband with all the games included. Or if you simply just want to enter and enjoy Beastland in the whole experience, then it's only 25 SAR per person. They had so many merch shops around with all of the Feastables and limited edition merch, which was actually very affordable. As well as all the games that are inside Beast Arena, which are inspired by the show, there was also carnival games, rides, and so many food stalls. It was so much fun, and just being here was such a good vibe. I definitely recommend checking it out before it ends in 45 days.
The most filmed man on YouTube chose to build his biggest project in a place where filming the wrong thing could wreck your life overnight. Imagine a theme park where if something goes sideways, the government steps in and deletes the evidence like hitting a factory reset button. Suddenly, Beastland didn't feel like a fun destination at all. It felt like a brightly colored fog machine meant to project a polished image while keeping everything else hidden in the haze. And that's when the moral questions started stacking up fast. MrBeast had hundreds of countries to choose from. He could have built something safe, accessible, and transparent almost anywhere. Instead, he went with a place known for censorship, strict civil controls, and a long history of worker exploitation. And that leads straight into the part of the story people kept trying to ignore. Labor. You don't build a massive pop-up amusement park in the middle of a desert without workers. And in that region, the labor record is rough. No sugarcoating it. Migrant workers have been trapped in systems that restrict movement, cut pay, and push people to work brutal hours in extreme heat. Thousands of deaths tied to major construction projects aren't rumors, they're documented facts. So when Beastland popped up with giant structures, oversized games, scaffolding, lighting rigs, and heavy equipment everywhere, that question hit loud. Who really paid the price to make this flashy moment happen? People started asking the obvious question real quick. Who actually built this thing, and under what conditions did it go down? And the truth is, we'll probably never know, because the filming restrictions shut the door on the public seeing anything behind those bright signs and flashy props. Any accident, any injury, any issue, gone, erased, buried under rules designed to protect an image, not real people.
When we were talking about MrBeast's controversies, it's like, in a certain sense, now that he's had them, they know that it doesn't really matter anymore. Like, of course, there are still worse things he could do. I think there are things that he could do that would like break down the empire. But I do think that these companies and these brands have realized over the past like 5 years in particular that the longevity of the influencer does not depend on how bad the controversy gets. Like, I imagine that the lesson from Logan Paul, for example, was like, oh yeah, at a certain point after the Suicide Forest video, it seemed like Logan would never make money again. But the reality is that he makes exponentially more money now than he did before, during, or after that controversy. So it's like, in a weird way, I think that the brands almost push the creators more than the audience even pushes the creator.
This is the exact moment MrBeast stopped looking like the good guy creator and started looking like just another brand cruising through a polished PR pipeline. He didn't build Beastland in a place known for safety or transparency. He built it where the check cleared, and while he stood smiling in promo clips, workers behind the scenes may have been dealing with the same harsh conditions human rights groups have been calling out for years. What made it worse is that other creators had already been peeping the shift long before Beastland even existed. Dan TDM publicly criticized him for selling low-quality products to kids. Jack and others openly said they didn't rock with MrBeast anymore, especially after he supported AI thumbnail generators. Different voices, same concern. They all spotted the same pattern forming. MrBeast wasn't just a creator anymore. He was a corporation wearing a hoodie, pretending to still be just a guy. And Beastland became the loudest symbol of that transformation. This wasn't a passion project. This wasn't built out of love for fans or creativity. This was a corporate partnership dressed up as a giant playground with bright colors and louder branding. A shiny rapper hiding a deal that boosted brand goals way more than it served the audience watching from home. His image has always been about being relatable, generous, and down to earth. But Beastland showed just how far that image has drifted. And let's not forget, Beastland wasn't even meant to last. It was a 45-day attraction, built for hype, not history. Once it closed, the rides got packed up, the props disappeared, and the desert went right back to being sand. Nothing permanent, nothing meaningful, no legacy piece left behind, just smoke, lights, branding, and a paycheck big enough to make even MrBeast pause and say nothing at all.
I think cancellation in general when it comes to these style of influencers is now a myth. I don't think an influencer outside of an extreme grooming or sexual assault scandal can't bump back from any sort of controversy at this point. You know, Trisha Paytas is doing better than she's ever done before. Jeffree Star is still thriving.
What really made this worse is that he never addressed the serious concerns at all. Not the filming restrictions, not the safety questions, not the labor issues, not even the moral arguments people were raising everywhere. He stayed silent and kept pushing glossy promos like nothing was wrong. Instead of clearing the air, he stuck to surface-level hype, photos, smiling clips, excited captions, like pretending the problems didn't exist would somehow erase them. But that move backfired hard. It didn't make the criticism disappear. It made him look disconnected, distant, and out of touch with the very audience that built him up. That untouchable creator image, it's cracking. He's not really seen as the people's favorite guy casually handing out cash anymore. Now his moves feel calculated, strategic, and corporate to the core. He's jumping into food apps, restaurants, AI tools, and brand partnerships that don't always line up with the down-to-earth persona he sold for years. And let's be clear, MrBeast isn't falling off. He's still huge. His videos still pull insane numbers. His influence hasn't vanished, but something definitely shifted. He no longer looks like the guy chasing wild experiments just for fun. Now he looks like a corporation wearing a hoodie, holding onto a character that doesn't fit the same way anymore. When the Beastland news dropped, the internet didn't hesitate for a second. People ripped into it like a group project that nobody actually wanted to be part of. The reaction wasn't supportive at all. It was confusion, annoyance, and yeah, a little entertainment watching how unhinged the whole thing already felt. One person straight up said, "A MrBeast theme park is unnecessary." Fair point. What would the attractions even be? So far, the only confirmed experience seems to be chaos with a logo slapped on it. Another comment nailed it, saying, "Nobody asked for Beastland." Nobody woke up thinking the world needed a MrBeast branded playground in the middle of the desert. People joked that fans would expect him to show up and hand out millions in person. And honestly, they're not wrong. Anyone buying a ticket is either wildly optimistic or fully buying into the fantasy. People already camp outside Apple stores over a tiny chance of a reward. Now imagine that same mindset, mixed with a YouTuber known for giving away money.
Dr. Disrespect still exists.
Oh, Guy Beam is he's doing photo shoots and thriving with his weird audience. Because you can't be really canceled anymore because you find all it takes is a weird niche audience that can fund your content for a really long time. You don't really need to go mainstream. You know, the Guy Beam, I'm not calling him the Doc, I refuse, is never going to hit that same level that he hit in the, pre-2020 TwitchCon era. He's now sort of cemented himself as an anti-cancel culture warrior. And the audience that's fallen for it is willing to give him enough that he can survive. Influencers don't need to be for everyone anymore. They can just sort of find their micro niche and thrive in a way that really didn't work just 5 years ago.
Another comment said he's been trying to run a real-life Squid Game for years, and at this point, that comparison doesn't feel far off at all. At this point, Beastland feels like a physical version of his thumbnail brain brought to life. Loud, flashy, over the top, all visuals, no depth. One person didn't even hold back and straight up said the stories coming out of this are going to be ugly. And honestly, people nodded because it sounded believable. Between the labor concerns, the location choice, and the no filming rules, the potential for messed up situations feels way too high. That comment hit because it didn't sound dramatic, it sounded realistic. People already see the red flags waving in full HD. Then someone else came in with a sharp take and said, "Not even touching the ethical issues, this is just a bad idea." And they weren't wrong. He's now competing directly with Six Flags Qiddiya, a project launching with some of the fastest, tallest, and supposedly wildest roller coasters on the planet. So the real question is, what does MrBeast think he's about to pull off here? Theme parks don't cost pocket change. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars, especially if you're trying to stand out in Saudi Arabia. If he thinks he's pulling attention away from Qiddiya, he'd need something close to a miracle. A lot of people said the quiet part out loud, that this feels less like a creative vision and more like an investor pump move. And yeah, that idea is catching on fast. MrBeast isn't even in the same league here. Qiddiya has government backing, massive engineering teams, and rides designed to make grown adults panic scream. Beastland, on the other hand, looks like a traveling carnival dipped in sponsorship money and hype. Then the tone went dark when someone made a brutal joke about taking bets on exploited labor being involved. The joke was harsh, but the reason people even went there says everything. That region has well-documented labor issues, and people aren't pulling those concerns out of thin air. The fact that this is even becoming a punchline tells you how badly the optics have collapsed. This isn't just about rides or branding anymore. It's about trust, responsibility, and what happens when a creator grows too big to hear the crowd. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me what you think about Beastland. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the BeyondFame channel, share this with someone who needs to see it, and I'll catch you in the next one.